One of the best things I do with my life is run a Play with Purpose membership group. We meet once a week to do what I call an artist hour, just to distinguish it from the office hour that I also offer. But the artist hour basically is just me giving a prompt to the group for something to paint, collage, write, draw, some form of creative expression that helps us just process and talk about patterns and feelings, our lives, all the things going on in it. Now, most of the members in my Play with Purpose group are parents, and one of the things that comes up a lot is how this group, which doesn't really have anything to do with parenting, makes us much more compassionate, patient, effective, awesome parents. So, I've been thinking a lot lately about why being more creative leads to better parenting. And so, this podcast is going to detail 5 ways that being more creative made me a better parent. So, the first big one is that it makes us better at problem solving. If you think about what creativity is, it's really looking at materials and things in a new way. It's combining something in a way that's never been done before. It's thinking outside the box. It's divergent thinking. It's a lot of, the definition of creativity, right? It's looking at a problem or a blank page and figuring out some way to add to it or take away or combine something for something new. And creativity is a muscle that you can exercise that will help you with problem solving. So, if you're over here in this group working on creative solutions and creative expression in one area, it actually really helps when problems come up or you run into stumbling blocks in your parenting. It also helps model that for your kids. The second thing that it helps with is having more patience. And we all know, every single one of us who's ever been around a child knows that patience is really, really important, especially when you're trying to parent in a thoughtful and engaged, connected way and not just be a reaction, or a reactive parent. And so one of the things that happens in my group is that we do activities with art and drawing and things where the focus is on mindfulness. So you actually get to practice doing kind of like a moving meditation in a way. And so, much like deep breathing exercises, when you can practice it on a regular basis, it's a lot easier to tap into in high charge situations. The other thing is that when the parents in my group give themselves this hour every week to make art and be part of a community, it fills their cup. And so they're able to take that feeling of being replenished and rejuvenated back into their families and be a lot more patient with their kids. The third thing is that it increases our flexibility and adaptation skills. When our kids, have something planned and suddenly everything changes, that can be really frustrating. And so being more creative has helped me and helped all the parents in my group develop the ability to adapt to something new. Um, Often in our group, for example, I'll have an idea for a prompt and then we don't have the supplies for it, or something else comes up, or we realize that we need to figure out a different way to do it. And so practicing that skill makes us all better parents. Again, when things come up, when you have to go from plan A to plan B and then plan C. Very often, our kids' anxieties can take the shape of rigidity, and it looks like being inflexible if something changes or something comes up that messes up their idea of what was supposed to happen. And so, this group helps us practice being flexible, and then it's something that you can directly take and apply to your kids and your parenting. Number 4 is a big one. It inspires your kids. I think that's one of the best things about doing a regular kind of creative art practice is that you also do more of that with your kids. I have my collage supplies out because I was collaging last week with the Play with Purpose group, which meant my kids and I collaged more. I've got the glue readily available. They see me painting and so they paint. We do this together. So they're developing these skills, they're getting to have their own self expression. And then it's something that we get to engage in together, which brings me to number 5, which is the ultimate reason I do everything I do, which is to increase your connection with your kids. So, being more creative has helped me feel more connected to my children. Whether it's us being engaged in that art project together, or I'm just feeling better and able to connect with them more because I'm not caught up in my head and all the stressors and things I have to do, or when it's just fun and we get to be silly together and use supplies in new and different ways, or we're sharing ideas for the next project. And so we go together to pick out the art supplies, or whatever it is, we're connected. We're expressing our feelings, we're sharing time together. It's really, really valuable, important time individually and for our relationship. It can be really hard as a busy parent to find time to be creative. It's really easy to let that time just go towards dishes and laundry or other household things and other obligations. And so that's why my Play with Purpose group, I think, stands out, is that it is an hour of dedicated time. And when it's difficult, or maybe you haven't been creative for a while and that muscle needs some exercising, that's part of why I give you this. And you get three big things. You've got a starting place. I give a prompt. I give parameters. It's a lot easier to be creative when you have a place to start. There's accountability. There's a group. We show up for each other to be creative, and having a community makes a huge difference. And then you get to do this exploration without judgment. We've got members with varying artistic skills and backgrounds, and it's absolutely not about the final product. It's about the process. I'm a licensed therapist. I have a lot of experience managing groups and managing your own inner critics and sense of embarrassment or anxiety related to art, and you will feel safe and supported and get the chance to hone that creativity that's so good for you and so good for your kids. So I really hope you come join the Play with Purpose membership group and get some creativity in your life, because it's good for you. Go do it. Your therapist says so.